If you want to make more money with your short-term rental, then here are 3 things that you must do. Number 1 is that you have to optimize your listing. What I mean by optimizing your listing is that there's 2 very important components of that listing. Number 1 are the photos. Those photos need to be outstanding photos, and they need to be what I refer to as experience photos. What's an experience photo? An experience photo is photographing something that will allow the viewer, or in this case the potential guest, to see him or herself there, right? Don't just take a picture of a room, because that is not going to really attract that potential guest, especially today when we have hundreds, if not thousands of listings that potential guests are going to be looking at, and you want to stand out. The next key component of optimizing that listing is your listing description. More importantly, what I refer to as the hook, which is your title. Make sure that you write something that's going to hook the viewer to learn more about your listing. Next is going to be, you probably already heard it, especially if you're in a relationship, and that is communication. Communication with your potential guest and or your guest is going to be critical or essential if you want that guest to have a phenomenal guest experience. If a guest has a great guest experience at your property, they're going to write you a good review or a great review. The potential of them coming back and staying in your property is higher, thus making you more money. The last thing I want to talk about is pricing. You really need to have a solid pricing strategy. Here's where I think most of you make a mistake when it comes to pricing. Number 1, not having a pricing software. And then number 2, thinking that your property is better than everyone else and overpricing or overvaluing your property for the market. Airbnb has been very critical about this. They're selling themselves as the alternative to a hotel, and more importantly, they're selling themselves as a cheaper option than hotels. So if you are constantly the highest priced property, Airbnb is not going to list you. You want to learn more on how to make more money on your short-term rental, then subscribe to this channel. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.